Hi, and welcome to the channel. I trust you're doing well. If you are, awesome. If you are not, things will get better. Today, I'm talking to international students in Canada that want to transit to permanent residency. There are many international students in Canada that have no idea how to get permanent residency or even what options they have. And that's why some of you start too late and you mess up your chances. Let's put a stop to that today. So, if you're an international student in Canada and you want to become a permanent resident this year, this video is for you. There are so many PR pathways for you, but not all of them are clear and visible. In this video, I'll break down the best and easiest ways that international students can get PR in Canada, including some secret pathways that most people don't even know about. So grab a cup of coffee, grab something to take notes, and let's get started. Before we dive into the best pathways, let's quickly understand why coming to Canada as an international student could benefit you. As a student, you're already a step ahead because you have Canadian education, which gives you extra PR points. You can gain Canadian work experience with a post-graduation work permit. Many provinces have special PR programs just for graduates of Canadian schools. But did you know that even if you just graduated here in Canada, you can still use your work experience from back home to boost your points in the Express Entry pool? So let's talk about the first pathway to PR for you, and that is the Express Entry. Express Entry is one of the fastest ways to get PR in Canada. If you meet the requirements and you get picked, you could get your PR within 6 months. Express Entry is a points-based system that has 3 main programs: Canadian Experience Class, or the CEC, for students who worked in Canada after graduation. There's the Federal Skilled Worker Program, FSW, if you have work experience from back home. And of course, there's the Federal Skilled Trades Program for skilled trade workers like electricians and plumbers. For international students, the best option is the CEC because, 1, there's no proof of funds that is required. You get extra points for studying in Canada. And if you worked in Canada after graduation, you have an advantage. You do need up to 1 year of skilled work experience in Canada in a tier 0, 1, 2, or 3 job. Remember that even if you don't yet have the Canadian experience, you can still qualify for the Federal Skilled Worker Program in the Express Entry if you have work experience from back home. For both the CEC and the Federal Skilled Worker Program, you need to do a language test. You need to have that skilled work experience and do your education credential. That's if you're still a student or if you have a higher degree from back home that you still want to use in your application. One tip I want to give is that if your comprehensive ranking score is too low, don't worry. PNP programs can give you an extra 600 points to boost your profile. So let's talk about Provincial Nominee programs, or the PNPs. PNPs are amazing because some of them don't even require a high CRS score. But aside from that, when it comes to PNPs, one cap does not fit all. Every province has a different PR program for international students. So let's go province by province. Let's talk about Ontario. Ontario has the OINP, which is the Ontario Immigration Nominee Program. And there's the International Student Stream and the Employer Job Offer Stream. If you graduated in Ontario and you have a job offer, you can apply for PR. If you completed a master's or a PhD in Ontario, you can apply for PR without even needing a job offer. If you have a job offer in an in-demand field like healthcare, tech, or even skilled trades, you may qualify for PR through the same stream. Now, for the details of all of this, please visit the OINP website, and I will leave the link in the description. Now, let's look at British Columbia, their PR pathways for international students. If you studied in British Columbia, you can get permanent residency faster through the BCPNP. And if you completed a master's or a PhD in certain fields, you don't even need a job offer. The first one we will talk about is the BCPNP International Graduate Stream for those with a job offer. This is for international students who graduated from a recognized post-secondary institution in BC and have a valid job offer. Eligibility criteria is that 1, you must have completed a degree, a diploma, or a certificate program from a recognized BC institution within the last 3 years. 2, you must have a full-time job offer in NOC Tier 0, 1, 2, 3. That is skilled jobs like tech, healthcare, finance, etc. The job offer must be indeterminate, meaning that it must be permanent or at least 1 year long and from a BC employer. You must also meet the minimum wage requirements for your job in BC. This pathway offers, faster PR processing compared to the express entry. 600 additional points if you get nominated, and this increases your express entry chances. You don't need previous work experience in Canada to apply. For more information on how to apply, visit the BC Immigration website. I will leave the link in the description. There's also the BCPNP International Postgraduate Stream. No job offer is needed. If you completed a master's or a PhD in science, engineering, health, or mathematics from BC institution, you don't need a job offer to apply for PR. The eligibility criteria is that you must have completed a master's or PhD in one of the following fields: natural sciences, applied sciences, engineering, health sciences, computer and information sciences, physical sciences, agriculture and biological sciences. You must show intent to live and work in BC. You need to apply within 3 years of graduating. This pathway is great because there is no need for a job offer. There are higher approval rates for PR, and BC needs skilled professionals in this field, so chances of success are high. For more information on how to apply, visit the BC Immigration website. The link is in the description. Now let's move to lovely Alberta and talk about the Alberta Advantage Immigration Program, the AAIP, and how to get PR for international graduates. If you graduated from a post-secondary institution in Alberta and you have a job in Alberta, you can apply for PR through the Alberta Opportunity Stream, the AOS. The eligibility requirements are that you must have graduated from an approved Alberta institution. You must have a full-time job in Alberta in Tier 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, meaning that both skilled and semi-skilled jobs are accepted. There is no need for express entry. You can apply directly. You must have a valid work permit. That's your post-graduation work permit when you apply. You must have worked at least 6 months in Alberta before applying. You must meet minimum language requirements, CLB4 for semi-skilled jobs, CLB5 for skilled jobs. This pathway is great because it requires lower CRS score, no competition with high express entry candidates, and it offers fast processing. Alberta needs workers, so processing times are shorter. In addition, it has easier job requirements. Even semi-skilled jobs qualify. For more information on how to apply, visit the Alberta Immigration website. Link is in description. If you don't have a job in Alberta yet, but you are in the express entry system, Alberta may still invite you to apply for PR, even if your CRS score is low. The eligibility requirements include you must have an active express entry profile. No job offer is needed, but having work experience in Alberta can increase your chances. Alberta accepts candidates with CRS scores as low as 400, and priority is given to people who have studied or worked in Alberta or have relatives in Alberta. This pathway is great because no high CRS score is needed. Even candidates with CRS score of as low as 400 get invited. No LMI is needed, and you don't need an employer's support. Alberta processes applications fast. Truly, Alberta is one of the best provinces for PR for international students. Whether you get a job offer after graduation or you apply with low CRS score, Alberta is making it easier for international students to stay permanently. Now let's move to Saskatchewan and look at the Saskatchewan Immigration Nominee Program, the SINP, that offers multiple ways for international graduates to get PR. First is the Saskatchewan Experience Student Stream. This pathway is for students who graduate from a recognized institution in Saskatchewan and have worked in the province for at least 6 months. The eligibility requirements include the following. You must have graduated from a recognized Saskatchewan college or university. You must have worked at least 6 months or 80 hours in Saskatchewan in an eligible job. Your job must be in NOC Tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so skilled and semi-skilled jobs apply. You must have a permanent full-time job offer from a Saskatchewan employer. You must have a valid post-graduation work permit. You need to meet minimum language requirements, CLB4 or higher. This pathway is great because it offers shorter work experience requirements, just 6 months of work experience. The job requirements are even easier because semi-skilled jobs are also accepted. No high CRS score is needed, so there's no competition with those high express entry candidates. Saskatchewan also has the express entry pathway. No job offer is needed for this one. So if you don't have a job offer but you have skills that Saskatchewan needs, you can apply for PR through the SINP express entry stream. The eligibility requirements include you must have an active express entry profile. No job offer is required. You must have at least 1 year of work experience in a job that is in demand in Saskatchewan. You need to meet minimum CRS score set by Saskatchewan. Usually it's lower than the federal express entry. And you need to meet language requirements as well. CLB7 for skilled job, 5 for semi-skilled jobs. You must have post-secondary education that matches Saskatchewan's job market needs. This pathway is great because no job offer is needed. You don't have to find an employer, and the lower CRS scores are accepted. Saskatchewan often selects candidates with CRS scores of as low as 400, and there are more job opportunities because Saskatchewan has a strong demand for skilled workers. For more information on how to apply, visit the SINP website. Link is in the description. Saskatchewan is one of the easiest provinces to get PR. If you work there for just 6 months after graduation, you can apply for PR through the experience stream. And if you don't have a job offer, Saskatchewan's express entry stream makes it possible to apply without one. Let's move on to Manitoba. Manitoba's international education stream is designed specifically for international students who graduated from a recognized institution in Manitoba. The best thing about Manitoba's PR pathway is that you don't need a job in a specific field. Unlike other provinces that require you to work in skilled jobs, Manitoba lets you apply for PR even if you work in retail, hospitality, or other entry-level jobs. The eligibility and requirements include the following. You must have graduated from a recognized institution in Manitoba. You must have a valid post-graduation work permit. You must have a full-time job offer in any occupation. Yes, any job. You must have worked in Manitoba for at least 6 months before applying. Also, you must meet minimum language requirements, CLB4 or higher, depending on the job. This pathway is great because any job counts. Unlike other provinces, your job doesn't have to be in a specific field. It offers fast processing. Manitoba prioritizes international students who studied in the province. And there are lower requirements. There's no need for high CRS scores or an express entry profile. For more information on how to apply, visit the Manitoba immigration website. The link is in the description as well. Manitoba actively encourages international students to stay, so they give priority processing to students who studied at a Manitoba college or university, who worked in Manitoba after graduation, and of course, who show a long-term commitment to staying in Manitoba. Even if you leave Manitoba after graduation, your chances of getting PR are much higher if you return to work there later. Check the links in the description for the website. Now let's go to the Atlantic provinces and look at the Atlantic Immigration Program, or the AAIP. The Atlantic Immigration Program is a fast-track PR pathway for international graduates and skilled workers in the Atlantic Canada. Unlike other PR programs, AIP does not use express entry, so no need to worry about all the CRS score wahala. If you graduated from a recognized school in one of the 4 Atlantic provinces, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, or Newfoundland and Labrador, you can apply for PR under AIP as long as you have a job offer. The eligibility requirements include the following. You must have graduated from a recognized institution in Atlantic Canada. You must have a valid post-graduation work permit. You must have a full-time job offer from an employer in one of the 4 Atlantic provinces, and no need for express entry or high CRS scores. For more information on how to apply, visit the Atlantic Immigration Program website. Now, what kind of job offer do you need? To qualify for AIP, your job offer must be full-time and permanent. It must be from an employer in one of the Atlantic provinces, and it must be from an approved employer under the AIP program. The good news is that any job offer counts. Whether you work in healthcare, IT, retail, or even hospitality, you can apply for PR through the AIP. The AIP is great because no express entry is required. You don't need to compete with those high CRS scores in the express entry. It offers fast processing. PR applications under the AIP are given priority processing. There's wide job eligibility, so many different industries and skills level apply. And Atlantic Canada is growing. There are more job opportunities in healthcare, IT, and the service industries. In addition to the AIP, each of the Atlantic provinces has its own provincial nominee program as well, specifically for international students, separate from the Atlantic Immigration Program. So I'm going to give you a breakdown of the PNP pathways for international students in each of the Atlantic provinces. First is Nova Scotia with their Nova Scotia Nominee Program, the NSNP. They have the International Graduate In-Demand Stream. This is for graduates with job offers in nursing, early childhood education, and other high-demand jobs. Nova Scotia also has the International Graduate Entrepreneur Stream for graduates who start or buy a business in Nova Scotia. For more information on how to apply, check the link in the description. New Brunswick has the New Brunswick Provincial Nominee Program, the NBPNP. They have a skilled worker stream for international graduates. If you have a job offer in New Brunswick, after graduation, you can apply. They also have a postgraduate entrepreneur stream. So if you start and you run a business in New Brunswick for at least 1 year, you can apply for PR. More information, check the link in the description below. Prince Edward Island, or PEI, also has the PEI-PNP. They have the International Graduate Stream. So if you graduated from a PEI university or college and you have a full-time job offer, you can apply for PR. For more information, check out the link in the description. And last but not least, we have Newfoundland and Labrador. They have the NLPNP. They have an international graduate category. So if you graduated from a Newfoundland and Labrador university or college and you have a job offer, you can apply for PR. They also have the international entrepreneur category. If you start a business in Newfoundland and Labrador, you can apply for PR as well. For more information, check out the link in the description. So, in summary, for the Atlantic provinces, AIP lets you apply for PR with a job offer, no express entries needed. Each Atlantic province also has its own PNP for students. You can apply through PNP if you don't qualify for AIP. Apart from the PNPs, international students can also get PR with the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot, the RNIP. If you studied in one of the 11 participating small towns in this program and you have a job offer, you can apply for PR. The big cities like Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, etc., they are too competitive. But the RNIP towns like Sudbury, Thunder Bay, and Brandon, they have lower competition and easier PR pathways. The benefit of this RNIP program is that there is no need for high CRS scores. Jobs are in demand in these smaller towns, and the PR process is often faster than other pathways. If you are finding this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Now, still talking about the RNIP, which cities offer PR through RNIP? There are 11 cities that participate in this program. There are 4 cities in Ontario. Number 1 is Sudbury. Sudbury has a strong demand for nurses, engineers, and trades. 2 is Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay is great for students in healthcare and IT. Thirdly is North Bay. North Bay offers easier PR for hospitality and retail jobs. And of course, we have Timmins. Timmins has a high demand for mechanics and construction workers. Manitoba has the city of Brandon in this program. Brandon is a fast-growing town with many job opportunities. Saskatchewan also has 1 city in this program, the city of Moose Jaw, which offers easier PR for food service and customer support jobs. Alberta has the city of Cresson. It's great for healthcare workers. British Columbia has 2 communities in this program. The city of West Kootenay, this city had high demand for tech and tourism jobs. Then they have the city of Vernon. This offers easy PR pathway for hospitality and customer service jobs. To qualify for the RNIP, you need to have graduated from a college or university in Canada. You need to have a job offer in an RNIP community. You need to meet language requirements. It's CLB 4 to 6, depending on the job. And you need to plan to live in that RNIP community long term. Note that you don't already have to live in a community that is participating in the program. You can move there for work and still qualify. So far, we've covered the express entry and the PNP. We've talked about the AIP as well as the RNIP. So let's talk about some new and alternate PR programs that may be viable in 2025. Another way to get your PR is through an employer-driven PR pathway, and that is getting an LMIA-supported job offer. With an LMIA, you get a closed work permit, and this can help you get the work experience that you need for PR. This would usually be a pathway to fall back to if your PGWP is expiring and you still have not applied for PR. The ways to get employers to sponsor you is by looking for LMIA-approved jobs on Job Bank. Applying directly to companies that have hired foreign workers before is a good way to do it. And connecting with recruitment agencies that specialize in LMIA jobs is another good way to go about it. Please note that some employers are willing to sponsor LMIAs if you have the right skills. So focus on in-demand industries like healthcare, IT, trades, and hospitality. In 2021, in the heat of COVID, when Canada could not bring in immigrants into the country, Canada introduced a special TR to PR program for essential workers and international graduates. A lot of international students, and I mean a lot, got PR at that time from this program. And we have been hoping to see that program again, but up till now, we have not. But who knows whether it will come back in 2025? It's not confirmed, but really, who knows? If it comes, that would be great, and I'm praying that it does. So how do you choose the best pathway for yourself? Just choose what you qualify for the fastest. I don't want you to waste time. Consider your CRS score, consider your work experience, consider your job opportunities, and consider your location. And choose one or several pathways at the same time. There is no crime in trying more than one PR pathway at the same time. You need to move fast. If you did not know the pathways that were available to you before, you know them now. So if you're an international student, no matter where you are, whether you're still a student, you have your PGWP, you're about to get your PGWP, whatever, these are the pathways. And please, I beg you, I have left the links in the description. Go and check information on the website. The reason I'm saying this is because information changes. Some of these provinces can change their PNP information anytime. You might be watching this at a time when the information has already changed. So grab the link of your own province and any other province that you qualify for and stay updated. Now, there's one thing that I've noticed when international students apply for express entry. Some of them make avoidable mistakes, simple mistakes that could easily be avoided. So you need to avoid the common mistakes that most people make with their express entry. I made a detailed video on this before. I'm going to link it in the description, probably at the end of this video for you to watch after this one. Now, here's what you should do to get PR fast in 2025 as an international student. Get a job in your province to qualify for PNP and consider the PNPs for international graduates. Use your home country work experience for express entry. So if you had work experience before you came to Canada to study, you need to be in the express entry pool. Don't wait until you graduate. Be in the pool now. You can get PR while you're still a student, and that will be cool. Number 3 thing is consider the AIP if you're in Atlantic Canada. And you can apply through the Rural Northern Immigration Program if you qualify for it. So, having watched this far, let me ask you, which PR pathway are you considering? Drop your questions in the comments and I'll be answering every one of your questions. Every one of them. If there's something that is confusing you, you're not sure, drop your questions in the comments. I will get back to you. And if you enjoyed this video and got even one small value, leave a comment, maybe even an emoji in the comments. I really would appreciate that. It will help the video get to more people, okay? more people that need to hear this information as well. Now, like I said before, many international students make lots of mistakes with their express entry applications. And we all know that sometimes you only have one chance with the express entry. So if you want to know these mistakes and how to avoid them, watch this video next where I broke it all down. I'm wishing you the best in your PR journey, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.